Up next, the Jazz taking on the Celtics. For the Jazz, this team is playing winning basketball, victorious in 7 of their last 10 games. Celtics, Jazz. We'll be right back for the tip. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you exciting NBA action. Brian Anderson with you, Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill joining us tonight, along with the 4th member of our team, Allie LaForce. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Jason Tatum.
And the number crunchers won't be thrilled with his decrease in effective field goal percentage this month. He's made some bad selections on offense, and he needs to refocus on finding good quality looks.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. Collins and Kessler playing up front. Chris Dunn is out there with Colin Sexton, and it's Markkanen in at the 3 spot. And for Boston, White and Brown are the 2 and the 3. Kristaps Porzingis out there with Jason Tatum, and it's Holiday in at the point guard position. Ooh, get ready for some speed tonight, Doris. Both of these teams like to get out and run.
Both of these teams are believers, BA, in the idea that the best shots often come within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. It's going to be exciting. The one thing you anticipate, maybe a lot of substituting early to keep everyone's legs fresh.
And so off the tip, it's Boston. It's Brown on the wing. Porzingis with a screen on Collins. Tatum, the 15-footer is good.
Now that mid-range jumper is so on point. Jason Tatum is a 3-level scorer.
Dunn outside. Pass to Kessler. Markkanen outside. From outside, off the mark. And so it's Holiday who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. Brown, no good. Well, Doris, when he's off the court, Jaylen Brown is an outspoken advocate for education.
What I love about Jaylen, B.A., is that he's about so much more than basketball. This young man has a passion for learning. It's a very admirable cause he has tried to be outspoken for. You love the superstar-level effort between the lines and outside the lines.
Now here's Dunn, averaging around 5 points a game. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Kessler. Dunn outside. 4 on the clock. Tries a 10-footer. The Jazz again can't hit. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Outside Tatum. He takes it in. Got a piece of it. They recover it. Holiday finds White. Outside, Brown. Goes back up. Over Markkanen. 3-pointer, Holiday. The rebound by Markkanen.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game. And about 2 minutes into the first quarter here. And here's Dunn. Markkanen, the pass to Kessler. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
How about the big guy attacking the rim? The throwdowns are loud and emphatic.
Doris, you think about how the Celtics are built. They make shrewd personnel choices year after year.
They have historically drafted very well. I think the challenge for the Boston Celtics and all organizations, the new implications of the salary cap and player personnel deal. building teams may look different going forward. The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Dunn, the pass to Markkanen. To the inside. 3 on the clock. The Jazz need to get one up in a hurry. No good from outside.
He's got a great defensive mind. He gets good position and affects the release.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Utah's gone 0 for 2 from outside. Here's Markkanen, and Markkanen with the stuff.
Well, that's an example of using both vision and playmaking ability to find the open teammate. Sexton is a quality floor general.
Now here's Tatum. 5 points in the game. Here's Porzingis. And off there, he misses his first shot of the night.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Pass to Collins. Back to Dunn. Rebound Boston. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
They should have steamrolled this club last year, but that's not how it played out.
Well, Jaylen Brown has quality handles now, relentless on the attack when he's got the rock in his hands.
There's a minute 12 left in the first quarter here. Now here's Dunn, still without a bucket, and the call will be against Derek White. That's his first foul of the game. Time called here. The Jazz decide to talk it over. A mid-group substitution here for Boston. Fournette's checked in for Kristaps Porzingis. Al Horford comes in for Jason Tatum. Hauser, he's checked in for White, and Pritchard is subbed in for Holiday. Now here's George. Taking a look at his numbers, averaging about 11 a game. Sinks the tray.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Pritchard, the pass to Horford. Horford, a screen on Clarkson. Kept alive. Horford can't hit.
Well, that's a case where a guy's trying to make a play, trying to take it up strong, but the defense was ready.
Count it. George has got 5 points.
Wow, Keontae George flashing those handles. Nasty stuff.
Pass to Hauser. Now Horford. It's Brown on the wing. Second chance effort. And there's the bucket as Horford finishes it off.
Well, one thing you must appreciate about Al Horford is the way he positions himself. When shots go up, this guy is so opportunistic on the offensive glass.
Brown against Clarkson. For 3, George. And that's not going to go. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Celtics out in front. They lead by 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And for the Celtics here, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, they came out with a physical presence and made rebounding a priority.
I think it's why they hold the lead here early, because they're controlling the flow of the game with those second chance opportunities.
So the Jazz 5 right now. Clarkson the 2, and Markkanen is the 3. Then it's Kelly Olynyk, then there's George, and it's Hendricks in at the 4 slot. The Celtics with the lead, and Doris when the Utah Jazz traded away Rudy Gobert. Some questioned if it was the right move.
Well, some may have questioned it, but I believe it was correct. They had maximized that roster and hadn't gotten to where they wanted to go. You get 4 unprotected picks and a pick swap, that sets them up nicely for the future.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, Lauri Markkanen has become the go-to scorer for the Jazz. Coach Will Hardy said, quote, "It's not easy going from being a role player to being the guy. There's an emotional part of being counted on like this, and he's handled it very well. To have the evolution that he has had is something that he should be very, very proud of." Brian?
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Allie. Good stuff there. And the Jazz with possession here. After the basket by Boston, here's Olynyk. Count that bucket. Olynyk's gotten his first basket of the night.
I think excellent touch from the post, and you get the sense they trust Olynyk here. Fantastic at utilizing his size.
Pass to Benton. And here's Tatum. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lauri Markkanen. That's his first foul.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Mikhailuk's checked in for Boston. Sexton's checked in for Utah. Dunn comes in for George. A minute and a half gone in the second quarter. Pass to Horford. 6 to shoot. Tatum against Clarkson. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
For Utah, they've gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Olynyk with a screen on Horford. Here's Markkanen. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Markkanen's got his second basket of the night.
Well, given Markkanen is 7 feet tall, feeding him on the interior is probably a good decision. That's a nice touch by the big man.
Tatum drills the 3. Well, Grant, going into these back-to-back games, do you think coaches are more conscious of the disbursement of minutes in the first game?
You know, they have an idea of the total number of minutes they want their superstar in over the 2-day period. But it really comes down to how this first game goes. Oh, love the intensity in which they're hitting the boards.
Horford outside. Back to Pritchard. Pass to Mikhailuk. There's the triple. And again, Boston with the triple.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Outside Sexton. Now for those joining us now, we're in the second quarter, about 3 minutes gone by. And not going to go. He misses his first attempt of the night. Right side Tatum. And Tatum fires one home.
Jason Tatum is capable of explosive nights offensively. If you're the defense, you better lock in right now.
Utah has gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Well, the past few years, Jason Tatum has made a concerted effort to attack the rim.
BA, he has gotten stronger. He has gotten more aggressive. Even with his offhand, Tatum is now special at finishing around the rim. You love this about him. He methodically attacks his weaknesses in order to become complete.
A big group substitution here for Boston. Porzingis has checked in for Cornette. Jaylen Brown comes in for Tatum. White, he's checked in for Mikhailuk. And Drew Holiday is subbed in for Pritchard. Sexton against White. Just 5 on the clock. And another miss by Utah.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Oh, Porzingis getting it done inside.
The D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Sexton against White. Pass to George. Sexton a screen on Holiday. George against Holiday. Kessler with it. Outside Sexton. Shoots over White. Sexton misses.
And right now, they're +8 in the rebounding category. That's helping them run away with this.
Holiday against George. Banked it in off the glass.
And you'd think their lead would hold as long as they continue to shoot like this.
The Jazz have gotten only 2 of 8 field goals to go in the second. 27 seconds left in the half. Here's Dunn. And he can't stop the drought. Another miss.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
They kick it out to Porzingis. Outside Holiday. Porzingis sets a screen. Shoots over George. No good. Misses at the buzzer. A dominating first half of play. And so far, it hasn't been close. Celtics out in front, up by 16. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
Thanks so much, Al. As you anchor that front court, what were you guys looking to accomplish in the first half?
I mean, we're just trying to play with pace, trying to dominate on the defensive end, get rebounds, make it tough.
Pace is key. Back to you.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Hey there, everybody. Shaq says hi. Kenny says hi, too. Yes, we are in the midst of the NBA season and a perfect time to see how things are coming together in the West.
Look here now at Utah. They haven't looked intimidating thus far. The hunger to improve just isn't there. That worries me. I'm starting to feel that this team needs a culture change.
And looking at the first half we just watched, wow, what a performance for the Boston Celtics.
Well, they understand what they do well and what this other team doesn't do well, and they're creating matchups to exploit that.
It's what the best teams do. We talk about it being a players' league, but great coaching makes a difference.
Thanks for tuning in. Now we head back to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly in the second. And Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Through the first two quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
White and Brown in the 2 and the 3. Jason Tatum out there with Kristaps Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the 1. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half.
Markkanen, the big man from Finland. He can flat score it, folks.
Known as one of the most successful teams in NBA history, the Boston Celtics continue to add to their legacy, Doris.
Yeah, B.A., this is a roster that completely understands how special it is to play for this organization. They also are mindful of the weight of expectation that comes with it. Championships are their history. Championships are what is expected.
And Jaylen Brown gets a whistle that time. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And Utah has possession. They trail by 14. And Drew Holiday gets the whistle that time.
Personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. It's Markkanen scoring inside.
Probably a play they drew up in the locker room at half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible. And boy, that's a terrific start right there.
On the wing, Tatum. It's tipped. Sexton against White. And he lobs it up top. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
Throw it anywhere near Collins, he'll take care of the rest, putting his athleticism and length to perfect use.
Now here's Holiday. Making a mark on the offensive end, scoring around 13 a game. White for 3. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists in the game.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
We see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Here's Markkanen. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
Third personal foul.
Jaylen Brown picks one up.
That, folks, is what you call putting pressure on the defense. You love to see Markkanen put it on the deck and draw the contact.
2 shots.
That's good for Markkanen. And Doris, we've seen Lauri Markkanen reach new heights as of late.
We have BA, and remember, early in his career, you saw flashes of what was the potential here. Everyone knew Lauri had talent. It's amazing when you find the right situation and then start to consistently play at a high level nightly. The confidence through the roof. Lauri has turned himself into a force.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Utah Jazz are exceeding expectations since they reset their roster last season. Kelly Olynyk said, "We can definitely get better still. We have a great group of high-character guys. We love competing next to each other. We have a lot of room to grow, and we just have to work on getting better collectively." Brian?
That seems like the rebuild is going well. Thanks, Allie. Now here's Tatum. He's got 14. Corner shot, Tatum.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
Dunn outside. For 3, Collins. Jaylen Brown with a rebound.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. And with load management, some say it's the team's job at times to protect players from themselves. How different is that from when you played, Grant?
You know, BA, it's very different. I think teams now are much smarter assessing load and risk and looking more at the long-term big picture of their players.
Al Horford's checked in for White. And Utah with a change here, too. George is checked in. Collins a screen. George passes to Kessler. Back to George. Shot clock at 6. Drained it for 2 points. George has got 7.
Not exactly what Coach wanted coming up the floor, but he'll take it.
Holiday finds Porzingis. Back to Holiday. Tatum inside, defended by Dunn. 3-pointer. And Tatum with the basket on the assist by Horford. Tatum's got 8 here in this quarter.
He's hit 4 now from behind the arc, 2 in each half, making an impact.
Kessler up top. 1:02 left to play in the third. Collins passes to Kessler. Shoots. It's rebounded by Jaylen Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for the Celtics. A 17-point lead, their biggest. They'll take on the Pacers at Gainbridge Fieldhouse after this one. That'll be the first leg of just a 2-game trip for them. Now here's Tatum. Horford outside. The 3-ball. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum. Horford's got his 2nd bucket on the night.
I just love the ball movement.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
George against Holiday. Outside Sexton. Collins a screen. From the line. Sexton, that's good. Sexton's got his first basket.
Colin Sexton, early in his career, has demonstrated great instincts in the pick and roll, good decision-making.
And so it's the Boston Celtics feeling confident. 18-point lead to win that quarter. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Now, I know he's a big man, but he's got some point guard in him if he's making passes like this.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. Boston's gotten 21 points so far from three-point land. They're 7 of 10. So on the floor for Utah, Clarkson the 2 and Markkanen is the 3. Then there's George, then it's Kelly Olynyk, and it's Hendricks in at the 4 spot. Pass to Hauser. On the wing, Tatum. The 3 is up. Good, and it's Horford who picks up the assist. Tatum's got 25 points.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
The kick to Olynyk. Takes a 3. Tatum pulls it in. Tatum's got 4 rebounds now. And the NBA's TV deal expires after next season. What are you hearing about where things are headed, Grant?
Well, BA, the league seems focused on greater access for the fans, especially the cord cutters. So with more games on broadcast TV and possibly a streaming package as well.
And Hendricks gets it to go.
Their offense sort of clawing back to respectability. Let's see if they can keep building on this.
Pass to Hauser. For 3. It's rebounded by George.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
There's a prowl to the defensive end of the floor. Tatum sends that back.
Second personal foul.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Their hot shooting from long distance has been the key. Spacing the floor and rising up with that confidence.
They've also made a concerted effort to get the ball down low. Many of their points coming in that painted area tonight.
Some players just have an innate knack for scoring the ball, Grant. Jordan Clarkson, definitely one of them.
Yeah, absolutely, BA. That jump shot has to be honored. And because of that, he's able to get inside and create for himself and others.
Drew Holiday's checked in for Boston. Pritchard, no good. For Utah, they've gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the 4th. Boston with a rebound. Horford's got 6 rebounds in the game. Tatum inside. Markkanen's there. Outside Holiday. Takes the 3. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
Clarkson for 3. Horford pulls it in. Horford's got 7 rebounds in the game.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
Tatum passes to Horford. Here's Cornette. 3-pointer. The shot misses.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
Clarkson passes to George. Now Kessler. Back to George. And he converts the layup.
Just a gutsy play by George inside, finding the close-range look.
And Boston calls time here.
Time to make some noise for the teacher.
Here for the Celtics. Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for Cornette. Brown comes in for Horford, and it's White in for Pritchard. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He told his guys, let's not waste this advantage. Hold on to it. Stay aggressive. Let's not give up ground. Coach wants to see his team staying strong out there, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Here's Tatum. Outside Porzingis. Again, the miss by the Celtics. The Jazz have gotten only 2 of 6 attempts to drop in the 4th.
2 minutes.
Dunn outside. Inside. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
They're improving, but still find themselves behind.
Yeah, but this run started with tighter execution at both ends, and that'll need to be maintained for them to have a chance to take the lead.
And the basket by Holiday.
Boy, I'll tell you, when Holiday shifts gears, he quickly leaves people behind.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the 4th. It's Markkanen on the wing, defended by Brown. Pass to Markkanen. Now here's Dunn. Fires from deep. Rebound Boston. Brown's got 4 rebounds now.
And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Celtics.
Man, they were in a groove from long range tonight.
Yeah, they were able to find space, and they were ready to let it fly the moment they saw an opening.
That'll do it for this one. They've earned their 27th victory of the year tonight.
And with this one all but in the record books, they set the tone in the first of what will be only 2 meetings between these teams.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Jason Tatum.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
You got to give them respect. They're doing everything they can to close this out.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Down low. Here's Kessler. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. This was one of college basketball's premier playmakers, done showing great vision.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. There's Tatum with the 3. And the Celtics have another 3.
With very little left on the clock, they've got a comfortable lead, and the fans are loving it.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Dunn outside. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. We saw 2 different teams tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and our
Hell Gaming.